Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mia Tiffany, and welcome to the Tiffany Club, where we are rediscovering some of the greatest classic films throughout history. Today, we are celebrating Noirvember with the film Sunset Boulevard. Before we jump in, I would like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your continuous support of the channel. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, the link is in the description box below. Sunset Boulevard was released in 1950, directed by one of my favorites, Billy Wilder, starring Gloria Swanson and William Holden, with other notable performances by Erich von Stroheim, Nancy Olson, and Fred Clark. Okay, on to a quick synopsis of the film. It says, a failed screenwriter falls into a dangerous romance with a faded film star. Now that already sounds very interesting. I'm very excited to get into this film. At this point, we are going to get into some historical background. For those of you who want to jump right onto the film reaction, go for it. But for those of you who want to stay, we're going to get right into it. So Sunset Boulevard began as an idea tossed around by Billy Wilder and his writing partner, Charles Brackett. Now at this time, Billy Wilder was heavily influenced by the cynical societal view of life, as many others were after World War II. Sunset Boulevard went on to be nominated for 11 Oscars at the 23rd Academy Awards and actually won 3 of them. Alright, on to some interesting facts. So during the time that Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett were actually working on this project, they were very hesitant to tell their home studio, Paramount Pictures, about the nature of their project because they felt that not only Paramount but other studios would take action against the project being turned into a film. So they decided to camouflage the project under the alias A Can of Beans. So the title to Paramount was A Can of Beans, which sounds a little bit more comedic. So they were able to actually make it into a film, and then obviously once everything was revealed, it was too late, right? With that being said, I'm so excited to watch this film, but before we do, y'all know the deal. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. Alright everyone, it is time to grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let us get into Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard. Oh my god, I love Billy Wilder so much. I love his films. So I'm very excited to see this.
Yes, this is Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. That's the homicide squad. A murder has been reported from one of those great big houses in the 10,000 block.
Oh my god, you always know that there's some drama going on when there's a murder in a big house in LA.
But before you hear it all distorted and blown out of proportion,
Tell me the real
maybe
story.
you'd like to hear the facts. You see, the body of a young man was found floating in the pool of her mansion.
Poor guy. It's always in the pool. It's always in the pool, right?
Poor dope. He always wanted a pool.
Oh my god, that is so
Well,
disturbing.
in the end, he got himself a pool. Only the price turned out to be a little high.
But can we talk about that camera angle? Fantastic. How did he do that? Do you guys know? It was a fantastic shot.
I was living in an apartment house above Franklin and Ivar. Things were tough at the moment. So I sat there grinding out original stories. All I know is they didn't sell.
I just love that old town Hollywood style. Oh my goodness. And it just adds on to that feeling of classic Hollywood, you know?
We come for the car.
Why should I give you the keys?
Because you're 3 payments behind. That car better be back here by noon tomorrow. There's gonna be fireworks.
You say the cutest thing.
You say the cutest things. Oh my god. Please let there be a bunch of wit in this dialogue. I am so here for it. And just knowing Billy Wilder, like, I already know there will be.
I had an original story kicking around Paramount. My agent told me it was dead as a doornail. But I knew a big shot over there who'd always liked me. His name was Sheldrake. He was a smart producer.
Sheldrake? Like Sheldrake from The Apartment? Stop. I love that.
It's about a baseball player. Base is loaded. There's a 40-page outline.
But I wouldn't bother. It was just a rehash of something that wasn't very good to begin with.
I'm sure you'll be glad to meet Mr. Gillis. He wrote it.
That's awkward. She's like, it wasn't that good. He's like, the writer's right behind you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gillis, but I just didn't think it was any good.
Just a story won't do. You'd have turned down Gone with the Wind.
No, that was me. I said, who wants to see a Civil War picture?
Why is that always a thing in Hollywood? They never give something a chance until it, like, it's like too late, you know?
I'm over a barrel. I need a job.
There's nothing. Honest.
Could you let me have $300 yourself as a personal loan?
This year I had to mortgage the ranch so I could keep up my life insurance, so I could borrow on my...
He just stopped at mid-dialogue. Basically, he says no.
Finally, I located that agent of mine. Was he out digging up a job for poor Joe Gillis? Huh. He was hard at work in Bel Air, making with the golf sticks.
I love that we get that classic feel of a film noir, you know, with the narration, with the obviously the black and white. Like, I really love the theme of this film so far.
If I lose my car, it's like having my legs cut off.
Greatest thing that could happen to you. Now you'll have to write.
What do you think I've been doing? I need $300.
Maybe what you'll need is another agent.
I can also see why they wanted to, or they might have been a little hesitant to have everyone know about this project, you know?
And the time had come to wrap up the whole Hollywood deal and go home. Back to that $35 a week job behind the copy desk. Maybe you think that you could make...
Ooh, love that camera movement right there. That zoom in. He's like, no, you didn't see me. I was gonna say though, I think that every person who has moved to LA to pursue a career in entertainment has gone through this at one point of their life. Having that second guessing, like, should I go back home or should I continue to pursue my dream, you know? So I love that that's kind of being played with in this film as well. Blew a tire. Worst time to blow a tire, bro.
I had landed myself in the driveway of some
maybe a saving
big
grace.
mansion that looked run down. At the end of the drive was a lovely sight indeed.
It is beautiful. Those arches, oh, gorgeous.
It was a great big white elephant of a place. It was like that old woman in Great Expectations, taking it out on the world because she'd been given the go-by.
Wow, that is beautiful. All it needs is a little fixing up. Just needs a few repairs and it'll be in its former glory.
Why have you kept me waiting so long?
Okay, so someone does live in this rundown house. I see you.
I just put my car in the garage. I had a blowout. I thought maybe this... Go on in.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful. Is that like a courtyard? Why am I fangirling over this house? It's gorgeous.
Have him come up, Max.
Up the stairs.
As I always say, big houses have big secrets.
If you need any help with the coffin, call me.
The coffin? He's like, did you say coffin? Wait a second. What am I getting myself into?
I put him on my massage table in front of the fire. I want the coffin to be white, and I want it specially lined with satin.
Oh my god. Hey guys, Editing Mia here. Had an after-the-fact observation that I wanted to share with you guys. So I noticed that Joe Gillis came into Norma Desmond's life right after her pet dies. Is there any significance there? Like, almost kind of to say he's her new pet?
Lady, you got the wrong man. I had some trouble with my car, flat tire. I pulled into your garage until I could get a spare. I thought this was an empty house.
It is not.
Okay, I see her eye makeup. I see you, boo. Look at her eyelashes. I love it.
You're Norma Desmond. Used to be in silent pictures. Used to be big.
Used to?
I am big.
She gave him the dirtiest look.
That got small.
Yeah, definitely capturing that, like, lavish, you know, like, big picture star.
Just a minute, you. You're a writer, you said.
Want a list of my credits?
I want to ask you something.
You'd never know because when it reached the screen, the whole thing played on the torpedo.
Okay, I want to pause it really quick because the house that she lives in has a very maximalist type setup where you have the marble stairs, nothing really matches, everything is kind of big and loud, and it really does capture her very eccentric personality.
The story of Salome. I think I'll have DeMille direct it.
And you'll play Salome.
Why, of course.
Didn't know you were planning a comeback.
I hate that word. It's return.
I love her character. Oh my god.
What a part. A princess in love with a holy man. He rejects her, so she demands his head on a golden tray, kissing his cold, dead lips.
Oh, so romantic and dramatic. It's riveting stuff.
Read the scene just before she has him killed.
Never let another writer read your material. He may steal it.
I'm not afraid. Read it. Max, bring something to drink. I said sit down.
You better listen to her, dude. She has eyes that could kill, okay? Her stare, I would be frozen in place.
Sometimes it's interesting to see just how bad writing can be. She sat coiled up like
Look
a watch
at the way
spring,
she's smoking
her
that
cigarette
cigarette.
clamped in a curious holder.
Why is she literally everything? Stealing the show of this entire film.
Defying me not to like what I read. Or maybe begging me in her own proud way to like it.
Yeah, you can see it
It
behind her
meant
eyes.
so much to her.
She just throws it. She's like, here. Love it. You can tell that Gloria is having such a fun, time with this.
I want you to do this work.
Maybe I'd better take the rest of the script home and read it.
Oh, no, I couldn't let it out of my house. You'll have to finish it here. There's a room over the garage. Max will take you there.
I absolutely love Gloria Swanson in this character. And I think she's so beautiful too. Like her eyes, she's very beautiful, but she's also stealing the freaking show of this entire movie.
I made you a bed this afternoon.
Thanks. How did you know I was going to stay this afternoon?
The bathroom is over there. I put in some towels, soap, and a toothbrush.
He didn't even answer that. He's like, I just knew. I just knew.
The whole place seemed to have been stricken with a kind of creeping paralysis, crumbling apart in slow motion.
I love the voiceovers.
There was a tennis court.
Being able to see into the mind of our main character is, I think, one of my favorite elements in a movie.
There was something else going on below. The last rites for that hairy old chimp performed with the utmost seriousness. Was her life really as empty as that?
I love how he just watches and looking at the absurdity of this entire situation.
In that empty room over her garage. Only it wasn't empty anymore. I'd had a visitor. Somebody had brought in all my belongings, my books, my typewriter, my clothes.
Strange. So they're like, oh, you're moving into this place. This is your new home. A little creepy.
Do you want this job or don't you?
I wanted the dough, and I wanted to get out of there as quickly as I could. I thought if I really got going, I could finish it up in a couple of weeks.
Tell me why this kind of reminds me of more like Misery, where she keeps him to write a whole new story.
Afraid I'd do injury to that precious brainchild of hers. Just a scene I threw out, the one where you go to the slave market. It's better to cut directly to John the Baptist.
Cut away from me.
She said, cut away from this? Oh my gosh, she is a queen. I love it.
Why do they beg me for my photographs? Why? Because they want to see me, Norma Desmond. Put it back.
Okay.
It's almost as if she is using this loud part of her personality to hide or to mask the sadness and the grief that she feels of this life that she had, you feel that through her character. And I think that is more on the part of what Gloria Swanson is doing with her character of Norma Desmond. She's killing it.
The great Norma Desmond. How could she breathe in that house so crowded with Norma Desmonds?
That is a lot of Norma Desmond.
More Norma Desmonds.
Talk about self-aggrandizement. Wow, she has a shrine to herself.
It wasn't all work, of course. 2 or 3 times a week, we'd see a movie. Right in her living room. They were silent movies. And Max would run the projection machine.
I loved that shot right there with the smoke and the screens, essentially.
She'd sit very close to me, and she'd smell of tube roses, which is not my favorite perfume, not by a long shot. Sometimes as we watched,
okay, Boo, I see you.
She'd clutch my arm or my hand.
She said... I love the boldness of her character. Yes.
I guess I don't have to tell you who the star was.
Her, of course.
They were always her pictures. That's all she wanted to see.
That's really got to be her, in real life. Wow, she's stunning. And I think it's her eyes and the way that it looks in black and white. She's so pretty.
Those imbeciles. Haven't they got any eyes? Have they forgotten what a star looks like? I'll show them. I'll be up there again, so help me.
Poor thing. I really feel bad for her, man. But, oh, that lighting! Stop!
Sometimes there'd be a little bridge game in the house. The others around the table would be actor friends.
1 diamond.
1 heart.
Spade?
That guy is from It's a Wonderful Life, right? That's the shop owner. It's the detectives. They're looking for him. Oh, no. And of course, they're like, yeah, nope, never heard of anyone from that, by that name. They don't live here.
I'm not here. That's what I told them.
Good.
But they found your car in the garage and they're going to tow it away.
Where's the ashtray? Joe, can't we have the ashtray?
I wonder if she's asking him to stay with her because she's lonely. And so low key, yeah, she has her butler, but I wonder if she wanted a male companion, I kind of get that sense too.
That's a dreadful shirt you're wearing.
Thank you.
What's wrong with it?
Max,
Let's go shopping.
what's a good man's shop in town?
Yes!
Very best.
Let's go shopping!
Well, go
I
there.
love it. I would love to play in a role like freaking Norma Desmond. Oh my god. That would be so much fun.
Oh, there's nothing like blue flannel for a man. Now we need a top coat. Let me see what you have in camel's hair.
Well, as long as the lady's paying for it, why not take the Vicuna?
First of all, love the close-up. And camel's hair. Like, what? I love her.
The last week in December, the rains came. She had Max move me to the main house.
Whose room was this?
Was the room of the husband. Madame has been married 3 times.
And also, the symbolism of her moving him into her ex-husband's room. Husband's plural room.
Hey, what's this with the door? There isn't any lock.
Madame has moments of melancholy.
Till gets those fan letters.
I wouldn't look too closely at the postmarks.
Oh, he sends the fan letters to her to make her feel like she's not been forgotten.
That room of hers, the perfect setting for a silent movie queen, still waving proudly to a parade which had long since passed her by.
This movie reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode. I don't remember what it's called, but it reminds me of that. If you guys know like which episode it is, let me know. She's literally just wasting her life away in this giant mansion.
You look absolutely divine.
And it's kind of heartbreaking.
Turn around.
He does look really handsome, by the way.
You know, to me, getting dressed up was always just putting on my dark blue suit.
Cute. Come on, let's have a drink.
Shouldn't we wait for the others?
Max, champagne.
There are no others, babe. It's just you and her. I feel like he should know that by now, of spending all these months with her.
How about blindfolding the orchestra and smashing champagne glasses over Max's head?
You think this is all very funny.
A little.
What is up with blindfolding the orchestra? That's what they did in Some Like It Hot, and I didn't understand that reference.
I felt caught like the cigarette in that contraption on her finger.
What a wonderful next year it's going to be. What fun we'll have. I'll fill the pool for you.
She said next year, like... like he's about to spend all of next year with her. Oh my goodness.
Has it ever occurred to you that I may have a life of my own, that there may be some girl that I'm crazy about?
What you're trying to say is you don't want me to love you.
The toxicity of this relationship is sky high. Both of them have kind of given up in their own ways, and they come together in this toxic relationship. And it's like, I don't know. I love it. It's so fitting for this film. And you can't help but feel sorry for both of them. And the butler, I feel like the butler is low-key jealous. He's like, who are you coming into this house, you know, out of nowhere and capturing the love of my mistress?
I didn't know where I was going.
He's gonna mess up his camel
I just
toes.
had to get out of there. I had to be with people my own age. I had to hear somebody laugh at me.
You know the tropes of film noir. You know, like the trench coats, the rain, the detectives, the narration, like all of the obvious elements. He has utilized them in a way that really blends well with the story. It's so brilliant.
I thought of Artie Green. There was bound to be a New Year's shindig going on in his apartment.
You all know Joe Gillis, the well-known screenwriter, uranium smuggler, and Black Dahlia suspect.
Black Dahlia suspect. I love it. Gotta love young people during New Year's.
Say, Artie, can I stick around here for a while?
Oh, sure. This'll go on all night.
No, I mean, can you put me up for a couple of weeks?
It just so happens we have a vacancy on the couch.
I'll take it.
She is not gonna let him leave. I know it. I know it. Something's gonna happen.
I've been hoping to run into you, so I got out some of your old stories. Is there someplace we can talk?
I said you could have my couch. I didn't say you could have my girl.
I have a feeling he's gonna fall in love with her, and then something tragic is gonna happen. I have a feeling.
Here's something really worthwhile.
Want me to start right away? Maybe there's some paper around.
I'm serious. I've got a few ideas.
And I got a few ideas of my own. One of them being this is New Year's Eve. How about living it up a little?
He's blending these like really obvious film noir elements into this film in a way that's very unique to the film.
Hello, Max. This is Mr. Gillis. I want you to get my old suitcase and put in all my old clothes, the ones I came with.
Madame got the razor from your room and she cut her wrists.
Here is that iconic Billy Wilder coming in with some very dark, undertony themes.
I just got the recipe. You take 2 packages of cough drops and dissolve in 1 gallon of lukewarm grape juice and...
It's like, sorry, babe, I gotta go. Gotta head out. And this is, 11 years before The Apartment? There's some pretty heavy themes to be kind of playing with in 1950.
How is she?
She's up in her room. Careful. Don't race upstairs. You musicians mustn't know what happened.
My sad, hopeless romantic self is like, does he feel something for her? But knowing the nature of this film, I'm like, I don't know what to feel. Oh my God, poor thing. And I love that he kept the camera on her wrists, her bandaged wrists. I think that's more impactful than showing her face.
What kind of a silly thing was that to do?
To fall in love with you, that was the idiotic thing. I'll do it again.
You can't help but like sympathize. Like all she's ever known has been not taken from her, but like time changed, you know?
Happy New Year, darling.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I think it's also very symbolic that this incident happened on New Year's, like a new year coming in. I don't know. Take that as you will. It's just very interesting.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but I've confirmed the number. I must speak to Mr. Gillis.
He's not here. Nobody here can give you any information. And you will please not call again?
It's like they don't want the outside world to influence what's going on in the house.
What is it?
Somebody inquiring about a stray dog. Our number must be very similar to the number of the pound.
You're to take the script over to Paramount and deliver it to Mr. DeMille in person.
That line alone of what the butler said literally shows us everything we need to know about how he feels about Joe Gillis, all right?
Today is the day of the greatest conjunction. Turn around, darling. Let me dry you. I'm not just selling the script, I'm selling me. DeMille always said I was his greatest star.
You can see the camera people in her glasses. Sorry to break the fourth wall. I'm sorry. I ruined it. But you can totally see it.
A few evenings later, we were going to the house of one of the waxworks for some bridge.
That idiot, he forgot to fill my cigarette case.
I'll get you some.
You're a darling.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character. I can't read him in terms of their relationship.
Sheldrake likes the angle about the teacher.
Thanks anyway for your interest in my career.
It's not your career, it's mine. I don't want to be a reader all my life. I want to write.
I really like that it's capturing the real life struggles of people in the industry. We just watched the movie, but we don't know who had to fight or who had to struggle or grieve over, this project. So yeah, very much like that aspect of this film.
Audiences don't know somebody sits down and writes a picture. They think the actors make it up as they go along.
So deep. Charlie Chaplin. Thank you for some of that comedic relief. I think we needed it after this story. It's really sad.
Paramount is calling. I'm bringing Norma Desmond.
Norma who?
Oh, God.
Why, if it isn't Miss Desmond?
They can't drive on the lot without a pass.
Miss Desmond can.
She's Miss frickin' Norma Desmond, dude. Open the gate for her, man. And of course, she's just top to bottom, like, on point. I love it.
Norma Desmond is coming in to see you, Mr. DeMille. She must be a million years old.
You didn't know Norma Desmond as a lovely little girl of 17, more courage and wit and heart.
I think it also touched the idea that how hard it was for women in the industry. Like, there's really a lot of issues that he's bringing up in this film in Hollywood that are still very present today in the industry.
I must apologize for not calling you.
Then you could have picked up the telephone yourself instead of leaving it to one of your assistants.
Get me Gordon Cole.
Right.
Oh, the sound. The bane of her existence. The microphone.
Miss Desmond, let's get a good look at you.
Have you been calling Norma Desmond?
It's that car of hers, an old Isata Fashini. We want to rent it for a couple of weeks.
It was for her car. It wasn't even for her work. Oh my goodness. Like, what devastating news as well.
Turn that light back where it belongs.
Did you see how they came? I had no idea how much I missed it.
I just want to work again. You don't know what it means to know that you want me.
I think it's so tragic to watch the death of her career. It's tragic. And it hurts to watch it, because a lot of people go through this.
You see those offices there, Mr. Gillis? They used to be Madame's dressing room. I had the upstairs. I remember my walls were covered with black patent leather.
I think this is a really great movie to watch for anyone who is like really eager to go into the business, to watch this and to see this, you really get put back down into your place like, oh, this is something that you have to work for. And even if you work for it, you might never get it, you know? It really does put you right back down to earth.
If there's anything in Dark Windows you can use, take it. It's all yours.
I'm just not good enough to do it all by myself. Artie's out of town. We're engaged. They're on location in Arizona, making a Western.
Yes, I love it. Arizona was like the place, the spot to make Westerns.
Now stop being chicken-hearted and write that story.
Honest to goodness, I hate you.
And don't make it too dreary. What's the matter, Max?
I just found out the reason for all those telephone calls from Paramount.
It's for the car. It's not her. Oh my God. She is going to be devastated when she hears that.
Goodbye, Norma. We'll see what we can do.
It couldn't have gone better. It's practically set.
Tell him he can get another old car someplace. I'll buy him 5 old cars if necessary.
I love this movie, guys. Thank you for recommending. Everyone who recommended this movie, thank you so much. Because this is such a sad story.
An army of beauty experts invaded her house. She counted every calorie. She was absolutely determined to be ready for those cameras that would never turn.
It's so sad. And this reminds me of like, if you've ever seen Requiem for a Dream, that same like feeling of like hopelessness and loss and grief. It's the exact same feeling I feel.
I just came to say goodnight. I don't want you to see me. I'm not very attractive. You went out last night, didn't you, Joe? I had a nightmare and I screamed for you. You weren't here. Where were you?
Oh my God, I love her so much. I love her character. I'd want to play her character 1,000 times over.
Norma, you don't want me to feel that I'm locked up in this house.
Of course not. It's just that I don't want to be left alone. Not while I'm under this terrible strain. My nerves are being torn to shreds.
Also, all the work you put in, and it could produce no results. Like, geez, I think I'm having an existential crisis right now. Oh my God.
I got the funniest letter from Artie. It's rained every day since they got to Arizona. They rewrote the whole picture for rain and shot half of it.
Oh my God. And if Norma finds out that he is spending time with another woman, she's going to cave.
I mean, this is good dialogue along in here. It'll play.
It will?
Sure, especially with lots of music underneath, drowning it out. No, in all seriousness, this is really good. It's fun writing with you.
Oh, I feel something coming between them. Like a moment of like, you know, getting caught up in the heat of the moment. I don't know. Mad about the boy, Norma.
Who's Norma?
From a friend of mine, a middle-aged lady.
A friend.
Very foolish and very generous.
Okay, now I have more of his intentions. Like, he's just humoring her at this point, which I suspected was happening, but I always think that there's some ulterior motive or something deeper, you know?
What's wrong with being on the other side of the cameras?
How old are you, anyway?
22.
Young. She's younger than me.
The first time you see me coming any closer, I want you to take off a shoe and clunk me on the head with it.
Gosh, this is just... I don't even know how to feel about this movie, but I love it. It's bringing up so many different emotions.
You must be very careful as you cross the patio. And I cannot let her be destroyed. I directed all her early films. I was her first husband.
What? So he's been by her side since the beginning. Oh my God. Imagine the pain of seeing his ex-wife with new men, knowing that he's clearly still in love with her because he's staying with her. Oh my God. Like, nobody gets a happy ending in this film.
Joe, where were you? Is it a woman? I know it's a woman. Who is she? Why can't I ask you? I must know.
Oh my God, she's gonna read the script. And I feel like that's more of a betrayal than him being with another woman. I love that robe, though. It's really pretty. Total side note. Oh my God. Untitled Love Story. Oh, by Joseph Gillis and Betty Schaefer. Oh my goodness, the betrayal. And they're starting to fall in love, which is bad. This is getting really muddy, but I love it!
Betty, wake up. Why are you staring at me like that?
Oh, was I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you definitely were. Unblinking, too. She's gonna say that she loves him. Say it, I know it.
Well, something came up. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, well, now you gotta talk about it.
He wants me to come on to Arizona. He says it only costs $2 to get married there.
Well, why don't you?
Because I'm in love with you. Say it. She doesn't want to get married because she's in love with you, Joe.
Why not? Don't you love Artie?
I always will.
What happened?
You happened.
You did?
Yes. Yes. Oh, and they kiss. Oh no, this is so bad.
She was a fool not to sense that there was something phony in my setup. Maybe I could get away with it. Get away from Norma. Maybe I could wipe the whole nasty mess right out of my life.
No, bro, you're stuck with her, man. Literally nobody gets a happy ending in this movie.
May I speak to Miss Betty Schaefer?
This is Betty Schaefer.
It's about Mr. Gillis. Do you know what he lives on?
What do you want? What business is it of yours anyway?
She is like a giant spider, and he is the little fly caught in her web. And I am living for every second of it. What are you doing?
That's right, Betty. Ask me again. Better yet, why don't you come out and see for yourself?
Say you don't hate me, Joe.
We see all these different aspects of her character, and towards the end, it's unraveling, you know, the truth behind the big personality. Oh my God, I love it. This is so sad.
What are you gonna do, Joe? What are you gonna do?
She's gonna freaking shoot him, guys, and that is the freaking guy who was in the pool.
Ever been in one of these old Hollywood palazzos? That's from when they were making $18,000 a week and no taxes. Careful of these tiles, they're slippery. Valentino used to dance here.
18,000 a week with no taxes? Someone else calculate that in the comments. 18,000 in 1920 in today's money.
If you don't remember the face, you must have heard the name. Norma Desmond?
That was Norma Desmond on the phone?
Would you like something to drink? There's always champagne on ice, plenty of caviar.
Why did she call me?
Jealous.
She is like, has everything she could ever possibly want, and just by her money. Yet she's so profoundly unhappy. Which reminds me of A Nice Place to Visit, where he has everything he wants, and eventually it's meaningless because, like, there's no challenge in it.
I'll get your things together and let's get out of here.
Back to a one-room apartment I can't pay for?
Ah.
Back to a story that may sell and very possibly will not?
If you love me, Joe.
Honey, love is not enough in this situation. It's all about that moolah, baby.
Deal here. A long-term contract with no options. I like it that way. Maybe it's not very admirable. You and Artie can be admirable. How about looking for the exit? This way, Betty.
He's giving up a life of happiness, of possible happiness with Betty for money, for being well off in life in terms of financially speaking.
Good luck to you, Betty. You can finish that script on the way to Arizona. When you and Artie get back, if the two of you ever feel like taking a swim, here's the pool.
Oh my God, he is the one in the pool in the beginning. It's full circle. How much do you guys want to bet? I mean, you guys have seen it.
Thank you, Joe. Joe.
Don't go, Joe, please, no. She sees herself. Oh, and I love that Wilder has her staring in the mirror into the camera.
You're leaving me.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yes, I am, Norma.
No, you're not.
Look at her unraveling in this moment.
Not anymore.
You can't go.
Oh my God, she's going to get that gun and she's going to shoot him dead. I would just be continuing to play along until she was more like lucid, and then I would make a hasty escape in the night.
The audience left 20 years ago. Now face it.
That's a lie. They still want me.
No, they don't.
What about the studio? What about DeMille?
He was trying to spare your feelings. The studio only wanted to rent your car.
Oh my God, he's telling her.
You tell her, Max. Come on, do her that favor. Tell her there isn't going to be any picture. There aren't any fan letters except the ones you write.
You're literally tearing her down mentally and emotionally. This is not the time to do this. She literally has a gun in her hands.
Norma, you're a woman of 50. Now grow up. There's nothing tragic about being 50. Not unless you try to be 25.
The greatest star of them all.
She's gone, babe. She's gone. She's absolutely not there anymore. She's checked out. She's elsewhere. Oh my God. She's gonna freaking lose it on him.
Joe. Joe.
She has the gun in her hand. She's gonna shoot.
Joe.
And he's gonna be in that pool. Also, who let her buy a gun? Where was Max? And he walks all the way to the pool. And then... Oh my God. Oh my God. She's like, you are not leaving me. Hurry, Max. She could do something crazy to herself.
Well,
and there he is.
This is where you came in.
As day breaks over the murder house, Norma Desmond, famous star of yesteryear, is in a state of complete mental shock.
Is she trying to make a movie out of this, or like a script? Or she's a reporter, huh? That's probably what it is.
If it was a quarrel, how come this gun was right there?
This guy, where did you meet him for the first time? Where did he come from? Who is he? Did you hate him?
They're trying to interrogate her, and she is checked out. She's gone.
Newsreel men are here with the cameras.
Tell them to go fly a kite. This is no time for cameras.
She caught that
no, Miss
one.
Desmond.
There's always
is there
time for
anything
cameras.
you want to tell us?
Bring them in, baby. Oh my God. I feel so sad for her. And I also feel sad for Joe. But I mean, he was kind of using her, so, I mean.
Tell Mr. DeMille I'll be on the set at once.
What is
She's
it?
gone. She's checked out.
Well, it's one way to get her downstairs.
See, I feel like I have seen this scene before, where she like goes down the staircase in all of her glory. Like I've seen that before.
Lights! Are you ready, Norma?
I'm ready.
Action. And she walks down gracefully. I've seen something similar to this ending scene. That is so sad, but what a fantastic ending. Like, it really just, yeah, this is fantastic. Look at that sadness. I feel bad for everyone who has to kind of like play along with her.
You don't know how much I've missed all of you. You see, this is my life. There's nothing else. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'm ready for my close-up. Is that an iconic line? I feel like I've heard that a lot before. Wow. I have to give that one a round of applause. That was such a roller coaster ride of a film. It really did paint this picture of what Hollywood is like behind the scenes, you know? Or at least it shows you like the darker side of Hollywood. And there were so many different levels or stages in which a person could go through, all depicted in this film. Like with Betty Schaefer, we saw the exciting, ambitious individual who wants to just get their name out there and just wants to be at the top. Then we see Joe Gillis, this sort of man who's kind of given up on the dream. And he's like, this isn't going the way I wanted it to. I'm just going to go back home. I've paid my dues and I'm not getting anything in return. I need to go back home and just kind of reevaluate. And then finally with Norma Desmond, we see like what she had, and having had this amazing career in film, and then seeing how sort of the evolution of the industry really just did a detriment to her career, and seeing how bad she wanted to continue that way of life, and just how it ultimately fell apart because, things change with time. So we really did get a full evolution of, what working in Hollywood looks like. And like I said earlier, I think watching this as a person who wants to get in the industry is really actually beneficial. And I know it's crazy because this is like dramatized, right? But I feel like these are some of the things that people really go through, having to not only make it to the top, but then also to maintain your spot at the top, because there's always someone prettier, someone younger, someone better at acting or directing or writing or producing. Someone is always going to come along that's better than you. And you have to find a way to adapt, not only with that, but then also with the changing of the industry, which is happening constantly. So yeah, I think Wilder captured that story beautifully. That was a fantastic film, thoroughly enjoyable, made me feel so many different emotions. I cannot even explain to you what I'm feeling right now. Wow, Billy Wilder just made such a stellar film. I am so glad this picture was made. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. So obviously I'm going to give it a 10. Thank you guys so very much for watching it with me. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. As always, if you liked it as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. If you want the full reaction to this film, it is up on Patreon, available exclusively to our Golden Oscar patrons. And in the next video, we are going to be continuing our celebration of Noirvember with another Billy Wilder film, which I'm very excited for. We are going to be watching Double Indemnity. Now, I'm very excited to watch this because I know Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray are both in it, and we've seen some of their work on this channel. So I'm very excited to see them together in this film. As always, if you haven't seen Double Indemnity, then I highly encourage you to watch it either in its entirety first, or just check a quick synopsis of it online. Then come back with all of your movie facts and your movie insights, and we are going to talk about it in the comment box below. I'm very excited. If you have a recommendation of any classic Hollywood films, go ahead and check out our recommendation form. It is in the description box below. Guys, this is always a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye bye, everyone. Which obviously was brought on by a lot of the views of life that I just said that. We don't have to go there. Okay, sorry. Got too excited. Okay, Sunset Boulevard went on to be nominated for... I know, it sounds weird. Try it again. And their intention, yeah. Can I try that again? I felt really good, but then I just lost it. Okay. Thank you guys. Oops, I messed up. I don't even know my own script at this point. Okay. I don't think I had any bloopers that time.